and all the way from the very top of the world limit, all the way up here, all the way down here. Hello everybody, welcome back to another awesome Hypixel Housing video. Now a humongous Hypixel Housing update just recently dropped, and there's a lot we gotta go over. So thank you, Connor Linfoot, but anyway, let's just dive right in. First, the most important change ever in Hypixel Housing and the whole history of Hypixel Housing is the movable carpenter. You probably think I'm crazy. Like, why would you have to move the carpenter? Because the carpenter gets very annoying at times. If you made any form of Hypixel Housing house at all, you do /set carpenter location. He's practically teasing us. You still cannot delete the carpenter in any way, shape, or form, but you can just move him anywhere way out of the way of your house, so it's still an improvement. Now, before we dive into the best addition to Hypixel Housing, not a change like a full-on addition, we have to talk about scroll packs. Now, scroll packs were created years ago when Hypixel Housing just started. They kept on adding them. And then the past year in the Hypixel Housing forums, they talked about they've updated the textures to update them, like from Skyblock and everything. But with this update, they added 5 new scroll packs to everybody for completely free. But the 2 scroll packs that are locked away for VIP or above are Redstone Font and the Animals pack, with different animals like the sloth. But the ones that are free for everybody are Colors, Blocks, and Lucky Blocks. And you may notice some of these do look familiar because they're from Skyblock. Now there's 2 more that we'll talk about in a bit with Housing Plus, which we'll dive into in just 1 minute. Now, one thing they got a complete overhaul in this update is placeholders. Now, if you do /placeholders, you would have got this menu before, but they just added like a ton of placeholders. Like, they changed the syntax. It used to be 2%, now it's 1%, and they added dots like player.location.y, player.location.z, and it still works. Now, I haven't dug into this feature that much, so I don't know if you have old syntax it'll still work or not. But if you edit it, I know for sure, for a fact, you'll have to change it to the new syntax. And if you use /test placeholder, it'll say like I did house.guest, it gave me 0. You have to use the exact same syntax as if you were doing it on the scoreboard, holograms, etc. Now next, we have to talk about actions, conditionals, and stats. Like, they got a lot of updates in this. So if we go to conditionals, I got myself an action button. And I'm going to add myself a conditional. They added some new conditions. Like, 1 is a placeholder number requirement, which we just talked about placeholders. Like, forget this. Let's say I do %house.guest %. And you can do like equal, less than, greater than. Like, you can do if the guest in the house is greater than blah blah blah, then do this. You can use any of these placeholders. So you can do like if the player's in this location, then do this. If it's in the other location, do this using the location.x, y, and z. Which, using poison timers, which we talked about in another video, it can really allow for some very advanced housings. Now, another good condition is a game mode requirement. Basically, you can do any of the 3 game modes: creative, survival, and adventure. Spectator is not in Hypixel Housing, so it's obviously not there. And now if we go to, next is some new actions. Okay, next is enchant held item. So if you go here, enchant held item, you can choose the level. Like, I'm just going to choose level 5, and then choose the enchantment. I'm going to choose Silk Touch. Now, no matter what item you have, it will enchant it. And now this is indeed good for, like, if you want to do something quick as an owner and enchant a lot of items using /edit, it'll take a long time. Like, even this, I can enchant this. Which we'll talk about the biome stick later on in the video, so definitely stay tuned. But as you can see, enchant held item can be used for many things. So you can make like a blacksmith, and if they have so many coins, an enchant held item with efficiency, and upgrading and a whole upgrade system can be taking place now. And now if we also increment stats, at the very beginning, way back, you could only increment. Then they added decrement, and with this update, they added multiply and divide. So coin multiply by 2. And if I get a hologram and show coin, now I added a hologram to display the stat coin, which I added here. So if I do this, obviously 0 times 2 is 0. But let's use /edit stats it'll set it to 999. If I do this, multiply by 2, if I continuously click it, it'll continue multiplying it by 2. This will make things like Sims, Aqua Tycoons, totally not bringing up my idea where I'm still working on this house. I want to let all my viewers know I'm still working on this house to this day, and it will be ready by this summer, so stay tuned for that. But this multiplying and also dividing, if I do divide, it will divide it. Divided by 2. Now let's say on this hologram I have a lot of lines, like let's say I have one here, and then first. And now if I want this first one first, just shift left click, shift left click, shift left click, and it's first now. But this has been in holograms for a little bit, but they've added it to many more areas like this. Shift left click, shift right click. It's in edit actions, it's in functions, and it's even in the scoreboard. So if I do shift left click, shift right click. So reordering is very, very, very useful if you have like so many actions with all the new limits. Speaking of limits, we can't go further in this video without bringing up the most starring feature of the whole entire update. Because obviously it's a schools update. I mean, look at all these schools. But Housing Plus, they took all the limits, multiplied them not once, not twice, but like 100 times. And yes, I may be being sarcastic with do/limits, and you have what I have, Housing Plus. The limits are humongous. And from the 101 by 101 by 101 plot hologram limit of 60 all the way to 150, and from 40 NPCs all the way to 100, and the brand new 255 by 255, which is almost 16 times more total blocks, like from up top to bottom, left to right blocks. Now to put this in perspective, look at this corner all the way to this corner, all the way over here to that corner, all the way back here. All the way here and all the way over here. That's how big this 255 by 255 block is. It's humongous. And all the way from the very top of the world limit all the way up here, which means if you have the air theme and have nothing around you, you can build all the way from up here all the way down here. And imagine how big a parkour house could be now. But if you make a parkour house that big, people will literally kill you and be mad at you. So, yep. If you do that, people will not be happy. There'll be like 2,000 level parkour houses all over the place, you know. But just that alone and the extra limits is enough for someone to buy Housing Plus. But they added even more. Now, earlier we mentioned the new school packs. But there's two. The pet skins, which adds the pet skins from Hypixel Skyblock, and the minion skins pack, which adds a lot of the minions from Hypixel Skyblock, like the skins of the minions, like the Grinch, Skull, Pumpkin, Present, Ladybug. Now the Ladybug's also in the garden pack, and is in the minion skins pack. And they are both the exact same, so if you can get the Ladybug for free, it's weird that the pet skins are like that. But you can just ignore that weird quirk. Now, if I type in chat, like, anything, you can see this little plus. That's my plus prefix that I get in all houses, not even my own houses, in the housing chat. Anywhere in housing, I have that plus. And also the egg hunt item, which if you go into items, you'll see the new egg hunt item, which you only have with Housing Plus. It doesn't even show up with that Housing Plus. And it basically, when you right click it, it makes a little sound when you find the egg. Now when you find all the eggs, it does say something like, oh, you found all the eggs inside of the chat. And you also get all the stats, like eggs found, you know, where you are, your inventory, your coins, your gems, diamonds, whatever you have, are kept for one whole entire year. But they have the option to edit. So what I mean by edit is like the player state duration. They both have obviously one whole year of being on there, 365 days. You don't type 1Y, just do 365D for days. That's just all player state, like location, inventories, health, parkour, all that stuff. Then for stats, you can do like a default duration for all stat keys in the house. But you can do a key override where, let's say, maybe if they're gone for like 10 days, you want coins to reset. But the rest of the stats you want to stay, like diamonds you want to stay because they're rare. It's your choice. But you can add custom amounts of durations for every single little key you want. The thing about Housing Plus though, it's also just a one-time upgrade once you buy it for $20 US. You have it forever, unlike MVP++, where you only have it for 1 year. Now next, we have to talk about permissions. Now, they added some very useful permissions for this. They added use ender chest, which I don't think using ender chest was even possible before this update. And right here. And also the use housing menu. The use housing menu, basically we turn this off. They don't have the housing menu up here and given them automatically, which this is something annoying that has been happening to like a lot of guests and all this stuff over time. Now, those are all the main features, but some extra features, like they updated the Instagram icon, which used to be outdated, and they got rid of everything about Mixer. I don't even know what Mixer was, but it got completely removed a while back, and they somehow kept it in the social messages. If you know what Mixer is, make sure to tell me in the comments below, because I have no idea, absolutely no idea. But they also added the biome stick item, which if you right click this, so if you left click this, you can change its settings. Like you can do ice plains, savanna. If you also, you can change the duration. Like let's say I choose 2 blocks, and I right click, it'll do it 2 blocks. If I do 20 blocks, it'll do 20 blocks around. And it still supports, like, you know, the biome blending. And obviously mine's turned down probably more than it should be. That's why it looks like that. Yes, you can still change the biome in Biomes and Skies. This is the main biome for your whole entire world, like the world outside the borders. But you can still set it to any of these individually for each area. And now there's also new command shortcuts for all the menus, like functions, menu, school packs, and basically any menu you can name, like /layouts, /scoreboard, and many other things, because you know the housing menu there's a lot of house settings and places to get to, so it takes a while. Now also there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of new NPC skins and the ability to set as your own skin. Basically whatever skin you currently have on, you can set it. So if you have like another friend, if they click this, it'll set it as their skin. And now there's 32 pages of skins, and they also say like if it's Classic Steve, or if it's Slim Alex, and if it's from Skyblock. Like the ones that are from Skyblock, they say Skyblock skin. And all the names should be lined up with whoever they are. Because used to, like a princess, it would just be a clown, and it was very odd. But these are available to everybody, not only Housing Plus, to everybody. And they also fixed a bug where you could not use the ender chest in social mode, so ender chests are actually usable now. Now I want to thank you for watching. Just want to let you know there will be Skyblock videos very soon, and lots of videos this summer. I've just been busy with school, etc. And make sure to join the Discord to hear more about my videos, video leaks, all that stuff I'll be posting in that announcements channel on my Discord, linked in the description. So, see you in the next video. Peace.